Hey, I'm EJ Johnston, and welcome back to Porch Pop. And I'm currently here with Verite News reporter Bobbi-Jeanne Misick, and we have a conversation that we want to invite you to listen into. So I'm really curious about a kind of high-profile immigration case that's happening. So you can talk to me about the story and kind of what got you and really kind of diving into the Ali Hernandez family story.
Actually, what got me into this story was somebody wrote in to Verite News and said that, she had heard about a family, a mom, daughter, and son that had been, taken in by ICE and sent to Texas, and then were deported to Honduras, all within the matter of, a little more than a day. I was able to reach out to the family. I spoke mostly to the daughter. Her name is Stephanie Ali. And she really went step by step and told me the tale of how she and her family were enrolled in a surveillance program. And this is like one of those supervision programs that ICE has to monitor immigrants that are not in detention. And so they were in this program. Their case manager called them in, and they went to the program's office. And once they got there, instead of meeting with their case manager, they were met by ICE agents, and those agents told them they had to go to Houston immediately for a court hearing. They said they couldn't have the hearing in New Orleans, even though there is an immigration court here. They took their phones. They said, they weren't able to call their attorneys until they got to court in Houston. Well, what happened when they got to the airport in Houston, the ICE agents escorted them to another gate and ultimately took them to McAllen, Texas. And that's where they found out that they were going to be deported. And they were removed the next day to Honduras.
And so, and kind of hearing this story, one of the first questions that comes to mind is this normal for ICE? Can they legally do this and kind of tell a family you're going to one location but then sent to another location and then deported in that way?
Yes, or the easiest answer is yes. So what the Ali family experienced is called a ruse, and ruses are, used officially in federal policy manual language as a tactic to control the meeting place and time of an arrest of an immigrant. And so, although Stephanie said that the family was not under arrest, or was told they were not under arrest, essentially, they weren't allowed to leave. They were in ICE custody. So they were sort of told, something deceiving so that they could be taken into custody, and that's legal.
And so I'm really curious, I'm sure many of our viewers are too, what are local advocates saying, lawmakers, have they gotten involved? It was kind of the community response and kind of, with the situation that's going on with the Ali Hernandez family.
Advocates are very concerned for immigrants that might be in one of these surveillance programs. There is a gray area where some advocates say that this could be a violation of someone's Fourth Amendment rights, but that really has to do with these ruses when ICE officers go to someone's home and try to gain entry without a warrant, which is different from what happened with this family. So, I think people are just watching the situation right now and seeing, what ICE will and won't do to get people into their custody.
So what does this case really reveal in kind of regards to Trump's larger initiatives around immigration policies that we're seeing happening across the country?
I think what this represents is that although Trump and ICE has stated that their main priority is to arrest immigrants with, seriously violent criminal records, that they are willing to also, seek out and arrest immigrants that are very, very low on their stated priority list. So the Alis did not have a criminal background. They were former asylum seekers who had lost their claim to asylum, and they were sort of following all the rules in terms of allowing the government to monitor them. And so it was quite easy to get them into their custody.
So has there been any updates in the family? How's the family doing? Do we know kind of what's going on with them?
So, when I first heard from the family, they were really in shock. And as the weeks have gone by, they're getting used to being back in Honduras. Jason, Stephanie's little brother, is going to have to start school in October. He's going to have to repeat the 10th grade, even though he was in 11th grade here in the U.S. Mom, Claudia, is looking for work. She said it's kind of difficult as she's older than she was when she left. And Stephanie, who has, some complications with her heart, she's just seeking medical care right now, and that's been kind of challenging.
And so we want to encourage you all to be sure to stay up with this story as we're continuing following this story. Thank you, Bobbi-Jeanne, for joining us on the porch. Be sure to visit veritenews.org as we'll have updates there and read the full article there as well, and we'll see you soon.